And when we talk about leadership, we want to talk about results. So there are some important issues with regard to is leadership effective or not. We want to understand those before we dive into the various pieces. So let's be pretty clear that when we think about results from leadership effort, the first thing, but not the only thing that we should consider perhaps, are the financial results. These are registered in your balance sheet, your income statement, and the other financial measures that management may be paying attention to, such as return on investment and so forth. But if you only look at the financial results, you will be ignoring some very important strategic linkages. The first of which is the degree to which customers provide you with the revenues that allow you to analyze your financial results. So if it's customers who pay you, then the next question would be, what is your customer value proposition? What do you promise your customers that you will deliver in terms of the goods and services that you offer? Now, there are a variety of ways of establishing this. You could be focusing on dependability, you could be focusing on quality, you could be focusing on brand identity, you could be focusing on quick and easy. There are a number of ways that you could think about what it is that you want to promise your customers. Of course, if you're going to have a customer value proposition, then the question is, internally in the organization, what are the clusters of skills or competencies, let's call them core capabilities, that you need in order to deliver on those customer value promises? So if you promise them the best beans for coffee, for example, do you have a skill set that allows you to find, acquire, and purchase at a reasonable price the best beans in the world? That may also extend to your roasting capability. If your roasting skills are weak, you may buy the best beans and ruin them in the roasting process. So most organizations will have 3 or 4 clusters of core capabilities that you absolutely have to have in robust, excellent working order in order to deliver on the promises you make to your customers. And then, where do these core capabilities come from in the organization? So we could think about, first, an ethereal pool of all of the skills that your employees have. Now, their resumes may or may not be a rough approximation of the skill set of your workforce, but you and I both know that an MBA is not equal to another MBA is not equal to another MBA, or an engineering degree, or whatever the credential may be. That people's skill sets vary widely. So if you could imagine the sum of what person A can do, the sum of what person B can do, and so forth, the sum of all of that skill in your workforce is what we could call human capital. Now, this is an intangible asset. Human capital does not appear on your balance sheet. It doesn't appear on your income statement. Nevertheless, it's an idea, a concept that we can easily imagine and hold in our mind as something that we can utilize to invest in and fertilize, if you will, our core capabilities. Let's add to that something we'll call social capital. And this is the marginal value added by the way your people work together. So if 2 people have a high skill set, but they can't work together very well, the social capital, the marginal contribution to your pool of social capital, might be negative. If 2 people work together really well, and they complement each other, and they can help each other finish projects that they're working on, they work together as a team, then the marginal contribution in this large concept of social capital might be positive. So if you add all of those marginal contributions in how departments work with other departments, how teams in one group work together with teams in other groups, this combination of marginal contributions collectively we could refer to as social capital asset pool. Now that pool again is intangible. It doesn't appear on your income statement. It doesn't appear on your balance sheet. So like human capital, your pool of social capital is a concept which we can easily understand and we can manage if we're clear about the strategic value that it brings. And then finally, we can refer to organizational capital. Given your architectural design of the organization may add marginally to the organization's ability to get things done, or it may actually inhibit people getting work done. If they have too many forms to fill out, too many procedures to follow, too much paperwork to deal with, and so forth. So along with your information technology infrastructure, the way you are organized, including all of your teams, your reporting structure, the way that you manage and utilize the other assets in your organization, we can refer to as your organizational capital. So when we think about results from leadership, we could think about it, well, financial results are important, yes, but we should remember that the financial results are, at least in terms of the revenue side, utterly dependent on the satisfaction of our customers. If they don't like what we're doing, they'll go someplace else. So when we satisfy customers, they give us money, which contributes to our revenue stream. But in order to satisfy those customers, we have to have a set of key capabilities that are designed logically and strategically as linkages to delivering on the promises we give to our customers. And the source of those capabilities has to do with our human capital plus our social capital plus our organizational capital. So that if an investment in human capital, say a training program or even this program, encouraging people with various kinds of incentives or rewards, if those investments don't enhance a particular capability that is essential to delivering on a customer value proposition, then it's a waste of time and money. So every time you spend money on a training program, on a change, on an organizational redesign, on an effort to build teams or to build interdepartmental communication and integration, unless those investments in team building or in organizational redesigns are contributing directly to a particular capability that you already know clearly are designed to serve a particular aspect of your customer value proposition, it's a waste of time and money. And the good investments will be those that can draw this particular linkage. So that what we're really talking about is, how do you convert intangible assets into tangible assets? Human capital, social capital, and organizational capital transformed into a cluster of 3, 4, 5 key organizational capabilities. Might be procurement, might be manufacturing, might be marketing. It depends on the company and the industry, so that customers are satisfied, so that they will give you more money. So let me invite you to think very carefully about this as you think about the results of the organizational efforts that you're going to make.